Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, what we're going to talk about on tonight's episode is Senator Joni Ernst from Iowa. Now, you might remember that name because she signed on as a Republican to the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, also known as the red flag funding law that just passed the Senate a couple months ago. She was one of the Republicans that signed on, citing many reasons, but that's not really what's important right now. What's important is she apparently had a change in conscience and has now sent letters to the ATF and Merrick Garland at the DOJ asking them to explain themselves in their warrantless search and seizure of people having ATF knock on their door and ask for their firearms, their serial numbers on a prepared list. You know, that whole chestnut that we covered. We're going to dive into it in depth. I want to hear what you guys think. Is this a better late than never thing, or thanks for trying? Everything will be linked in the description box below. I cannot wait to hear what you guys think. Now, I must say a quick word from our sponsor, Arms Directory, who made the videos this week possible, and then we're going to dive into this situation with Senator Ernst. Again, I'm curious what you guys think on this one. Now, Arms Directory is a two-way friendly social network and marketplace of ideas. With social media at large censoring a majority of freedom, Arms Directory is a safe harbor for freedom for us in the two-way movement. They are the only two-way protected social network out there to post about our passion freely. You're free to post your favorite freedom pics, view blog posts from the industry, or find local events and more. Make sure you join the LOA family group or Langley Outdoors on Arms Directory, and I'd love to see you there. And thank you so much to Arms Directory for making the videos this week possible. All right, my brothers and sisters, we gotta dive into this because while I like the content, I question the messenger, particularly in past events, as I alluded to in the intro. Now, let's dive into this. We got some stuff to talk about. Senator Joni Ernst questions Merrick Garland's knock-and-talk gun enforcement push. Federal agents are visiting the homes of gun owners, sometimes without warrants. Now, the important thing that I'd like to point out right now, before we dive too deep into all the stuff here, this type of pressure, this type of letter, this type of congressional action or senatorial action would not be possible without you guys spreading out the content that is produced in the entire two-way YouTube community. Without you guys spreading this out, she may never have seen this. This letter may never have happened. Never underestimate the power that you have. We are going to pass the blessing of the Second Amendment along to the next generation by doing things as simple as sharing videos with clips in them and spreading the word around things that are extremely concerning. But with that said, this, I believe, is directly an action of that. Let's dive in and show you what's happening. Now, if you guys will recall, I also alluded to in the intro, Joni Ernst also released a statement on the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. It's linked right down there. In this statement, she explains, well, there's a reason that I voted for this. There's a reason that I crossed the aisle and overcame the filibuster to pass the red funding laws. Okay, that's its own separate thing. It doesn't really instill a lot of trust and confidence, but it's down there if you want to read it. You can check it out on her own website. But here's what happened of what she actually is doing to the ATF and Merrick Garland, because this part I'm down for. Senator Joni Ernst, Republican of Iowa, says Attorney General Merrick Garland's recent crackdown on firearm straw purchases may be infringing on Americans' rights. Gee, you think? I don't know, maybe the second and the fourth? You know, those little pieces? The ATF cannot just go and ask for your personal private property, and you as a citizen are not inclined and compelled to comply with those requests unless there's a warrant present. And that's what Joni Ernst is about to start alluding to. What are you doing with citizens around their Second Amendment rights if you are not presenting a warrant? What is going on here? Sending it to Merrick Garland. This is important stuff. Ernst sent a letter to Garland on Tuesday stating that while enforcing laws against straw purchasing firearms is important, the Department of Justice must be clear on its methods. Straw purchase refers to the practice of an individual purchasing a firearm on behalf of someone else, which is illegal. It is illegal. The Bureau of Alcohol, Firearms, and Tobacco started cracking down on the purchases in July. Isn't that interesting? That's right around the time frame that these videos started coming out of ATF agents partnering with local authorities and going to people's homes and asking to see their firearms. It's interesting how all of this is connected, isn't it? Quote, several reports and videos have surfaced detailing ATF agents engaging in knock-and-talk investigation of straw purchases, Ernst wrote in a letter obtained by Fox News Digital. Quote, during the course of these knock-and-talk investigations, ATF agents knock on the front door of a private residence and ask the resident to display a recently purchased firearm as proof that the resident did not conduct a straw purchase. In all of the knock and talk incidents brought to my attention, none involved the presentation of a warrant. She's spot on right here. And again, I want to go back to what I said earlier. She may never have seen this if you guys were not spreading the word and spreading the news about what's happening in our government. The civic engagement, it's still there. The medium is just changing. That's incredibly important. Again, this is all because of you guys. All right, let's keep going. Ernst says ATF agents often arrive at the house in full gear, wearing bulletproof vests, and do not inform residents at the homes that producing the firearm was optional. It is 100% optional. You do not have to comply unless they have a warrant to do so, which they need a judge to sign off on, which they need probable cause. That's the end result. That's it. They do not have the right to demand anything from you unless they have a warrant. That's incredibly important to understand your rights. Quote, the combination of these factors calls into question whether the ATF's actions are meant to harass or coerce firearm purchases into, at best, legally questionable investigations, she said. That's exactly what's happening. And in my personal opinion, it is illegal. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just saying. But even the senator is sending letters to Merrick Garland because that executive bureaucracy, that muscle's really getting flexed, isn't it? The senator is requesting that Garland provide details about the ATF investigations, including how the organization establishes probable cause to conduct these visits, as well as whether they obtain a warrant. They don't obtain a warrant. If they had a warrant, there wouldn't be any knocking and talking. It would be, hey, heads up, incoming. She also called on the ATF to reveal how many knock-and-talks they have conducted since the ramp-up began in late July. The letter requests that Garland responds within 30 days. He's got 30 days to respond to a sitting senator. The pressure is now on. If he ignores it, the senator is going to go, wait, something's up. Where there's smoke, there's fire. If he responds with anything less than, yeah, we kind of screwed the pooch on this one, he's also in fire. This is not a good place to be if you're Merrick Garland, the DOJ, and the ATF because you are outside of your constitutional restricted bounds. And that is why I'm covering this, because while she may have done the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act, at least on this case, she's onto something here, and I cannot wait for this to pick up steam, and I will follow it day in and day out for you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you tomorrow morning on the Bullet Points. I'm Braden. See you later.